What is happening, people? Welcome back to the F1 Grand Prix preview. Another Grand Prix. Finally, F1 is back, after 2 weeks off. Listen, F1 is finally back. King, talk to me, bro. F1. We're here. Ferrari. Pole in P2 and in P4.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I didn't expect Charles to get the P2.
After 4 practices, I can't lie.
To be honest, I felt like we were the second best car towards the end, especially the third practice. Because for me, the first two practices is about race pace, and I don't think they had the best of first two practices. But then the third one is about quali, and I think we were the second best car. So in order for one of our drivers to beat one of the McLarens in quali, in which we've struggled in, I'm happy with that. But I think in the race it's going to be a McLaren one too. But we'll talk about that and so much more.
But once Agastya does hop on the stream, I have an announcement to make. Just a really quick announcement for the F1 shows going forward. But yeah, King. Carlos Sainz, bro. Disappointing again. 3 races in a row. Couldn't make it out of Q1. What's happened?
It's a really tight field. I think some teams are using multiple sets of tires in order just to get their cars out.
Because even races in a row. But it's 3 races in a row now, where he's missed out.
Yeah, as I said, it's very close. When it comes to Formula One, it's the inches, and I think the Williams car for the most part hasn't been good this weekend. And even in the qualifying, it didn't look fully there. So for this particular weekend, I just feel like he didn't get the right lap at the end, and that's down to driver error. Same thing happened to Yuki as well. So yeah, it's difficult one because you shouldn't be behind a Haas or behind Lance Stroll or behind Esteban. So I think it was just a poor weekend from Sainz so far.
Colapinto made it to Q3.
Yeah, he's a good driver. Well, no, he made it to Q2, not Q3. Colapinto's a good driver. He just getting used to the Alpine car. Obviously, he's not as quick as Gasly, but he's getting used to that car. And he's better than the previous driver, the Australian Don, Jack Doohan. So, as I said, the majority of the drivers are really quick, so you can't afford to make a mistake, regardless of what issues you may have with the car. You can't afford to make a mistake, and because in Q1 it's so close together, there are teams that are putting in 3 runs just to get into Q2. So, yeah, it's tight. It's tight when it comes to the end of a life cycle of technology and the big changes that's going to happen next year. The top 20 are very tight, and more often you're going to see random drivers that you didn't expect get knocked out at Q3. But yeah, it's been a poor run of form for Sainz. He needs to do something different because he's not getting the best out of the car. That's for sure.
Fair enough. Big up to Manj. It's been a while, bro. Hope you're well, Manj. Big up, bros. Have a weekend. Yeah, bro. So big up to you. You too, man. You too, man. For real. Big up to you. And Manj, I need to talk to you about the United shows, bro. I need to talk to you about the United shows. I want to have you on the shows, man. I want to have you on the shows. So just message me and then we'll sort something out. But big up to you, man. Big up to you. People, as I always forget to say, I'm sorry. Sub to King's channel, please. Link will be in the title right now. Let me just add it right now in the title. Make sure you all go ahead to King's channel and sub to King's channel. Let me just quickly add the title. Let me quickly add it in the title.
Appreciate that. Thank you for that.
There it is. So King's links are in the title. Make sure you do sub to King's channel. Get him to 50 subs. Appreciate the 340 subs on my channel, but the goal is to get to 350. Now, hopefully by next week we're at 350 people. So come on, get subbing. At least get me to 345 by the end of today's video. It'd be great if you can. Come on, people. You know the drill. Like, share, subscribe to both of our channels. But yeah, I can't lie. This weekend, it's going to be a tight one. It's going to be a very tight one. Yes, obviously McLaren, once again, coming out on top. Lando Norris getting pole. When was the last time Lando Norris got pole on quali? Like, it's been some time. It's been quite some time, no, isn't it?
Didn't he get pole last time?
No, I don't think so. I think it was Oscar that got pole last time, isn't it?
Let me check.
I don't remember. Hold on. No, it was George Russell.
Oh yeah, it was Russell.
George Russell last time.
Russell got the pole, but
and he got his revenge over Max Verstappen.
Oh yeah.
And speaking about Max Verstappen and George Russell, Mercedes are apparently linked to Max Verstappen.
I don't think that will happen.
Do you not think so?
No, I don't think they like each other that much. So I don't think them personally would want to drive with each other.
But once rivals can be friends.
No, I think their one is personal. Especially some of the things that George said about Max and vice versa. I think that went beyond the sport. There's things that you can say and things you can do and the way you move with each other that shows me that they can't work together. And for me, I wouldn't want I wouldn't want a partnership like that. It doesn't work. They have to be somewhat close to each other beforehand for them to be a good partnership. And I don't think that that's the case.
So yeah, like I said, just waiting for Agastya to hop on the show. Then I will make an announcement going forward about the F1. Don't worry, these lads are not going anywhere. It's just a quick little announcement to make on the side of the F1 shows going forward. But anyways, man, this qualifiers has been surprising at times. I can't lie. I'm kind of surprised Carlos Sainz got eliminated in Q1 for the third time in a row. And yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think Ferrari. Are you worried about Ferrari this weekend? Are you worried about, them not being able to compete? Do you think that they're gonna fall down the pecking order come tomorrow, or do you think it will be the same?
No, they'll be fine. They'll finish third and fourth. That's what probably happen. I think the Mercedes are struggling with the heat. I think the Red Bull of Max is not competing because he finished even behind Liam Lawson in qualifying. And then the rest, I don't think are any issues towards Ferrari. I just think it's just going to be a McLaren 1-2. And one of the Ferraris, probably Charles, most likely will get the P3. Yeah, I'm not worried about the race tomorrow. I think we'll be fine. The more interesting parts is between like the 5th to 10th spot. Obviously, you've got new people in there. Congratulations to Boratello, first time making it into Q3. So he's starting to pick up a bit. Outside of that, no, I don't think there was. Also, congrats to Liam Lawson. I think this is the first time I've seen him ahead of Hadjar. So he seems to be getting his confidence back.
And Max, don't forget.
Ollie Behrman almost got it as well. He almost got that, but then shame, man. Ollie Behrman nearly made it to Q3. So very very close. He almost made it to Q3. But listen, it is what it is. But Agastya, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, man. But I have one little announcement to make. Obviously, me and Agastya have been discussing in the past half an hour or a bit ago. We have a new name for the F1 podcast, people. It's called the Pole Position Pod. I think that's what it's called. Not mistaken. How could I forget? It's called Pole Position Podcast. So we've got a new podcast, people. So any F1 news, anything, will be on it. So just forget race weekends, forget all that. Any major F1 news that's happening, we will be there.
Here we go. Official.
I don't know about here we go, but exclusive, as David Ornstein says, exclusive.
Come on, Akevin, here we go. You'll surpass both of them. Ornstein and Agastya.
No more. Here we go. It's exclusive now. We're on. I'm on the exclusive.
Sorry,
train.
I got Akevin. I'm biased to my friend, so I'm gonna stick with him.
Man said friend.
Hell yeah, bro.
To wrap the stops, make sure you guys, F1 the F1 Pole podcast, the pole position podcast. But yeah, shout out to Rasta. Make sure you guys sub to Rasta's channel and get him to 885 subs if you guys can, or 890. He's very, very close to 900 subs, people. You know the drill. Go subscribe to his channel. But I guess, I don't know if you heard about what me and King have been saying in the last maybe 11 minutes, but we were talking about, obviously, Colapinto. We were talking about Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz being eliminated for 3 races in a row now in Q1. What has been the major factor? What's been the cause of Carlos Sainz? And talk about Colapinto as well if you can.
I guess when it comes to Carlos Sainz, he kind of has similar to Lando Norris syndrome in a way. His flaws haven't been on a Sunday; they've been on a Saturday, and on a Sunday, both of them seem to spur up the grid. Of course, today's grid is quite odd. I don't know what you and King have been saying, but the fact that we had the Kick Sauber, the bootleg Rumble team, the fact that they featured in the top 10 is nuts. 5 different constructors were out in Q1. Qualifying was a bit odd. That final run, obviously Lando Norris today in terms of pace, he was in a league of his own. The fact that he finished 5/10 above second place Charles Leclerc, it is beyond impressive. By far the most outstanding lap this year in qualifying. I think most qualifyings this year have been spread by almost 5/10 among the contenders, even sometimes among the 10 drivers in Q3. But this time, Lando Norris was 5/10 the difference between him and everybody else, which is just second to none. Kudos to the guy. Very, very impressive. But it is a shame that we didn't get to see the likes of Max, Oscar Piastri, get them final runs in, because you don't know how close it could have been. Oscar, as he said in his interview, he did have the pace to challenge Lando. So, but I do know that, King, you need to go in 5 minutes, right? So, and you were in the middle of something before I came, so please continue.
Oh no, I forgot what I was talking about, but
you were speaking about Lawson, Max.
Lawson. Oh yeah. It was interesting to see that Lawson finished ahead of Lawson. No, Lawson finished ahead of Max. I feel like I think you're right. The fact that Max and Oscar didn't do their final runs probably would have maybe made slight changes. I don't think it would have made a big enough difference. I think Max would probably at most would have got 5th, and Oscar would have competed for pole, definitely, because I think McLarens are, as shown by Lando, way quicker than the rest of the field. But I think when it comes to the race, it's just going to be a McLaren 1-2, Ferrari 3-4, and then the rest. In my opinion, I think I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a good feeling about the Red Bull, the Mercedes, especially the Mercedes in heat didn't really look too good. So it depends on what it's going to be like.
No, I was just saying, George Russell looked a bit slower that night chicane compared to most.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know, King, you do have to go, but make sure that you guys sub to his channel. Let him know you got coming on your channel right now. That's why you have to go. Let him know what you're going, where you're going, and what you do.
I'm trying something different. I'm gonna try and do a watch along to the Palmeiras Botafogo game. I'm just trying to give it a go, see how it is. That's really what it is. I do enjoy talking about Formula One, but I think there'll be more interesting talks when it comes to the race itself. I think quali was different. I would say different. I do believe that Boratello making it top 10 was good. Liam Lawson finishing ahead of Hadjar. that's good for the sport. So seeing them two have good qualifyings is going to make it interesting in the race. In terms of the race, I think it's going to be a McLaren 1-2. So I think it's going to be Lando, Oscar, and then Charles in third. Outside of that, and maybe and Hamilton and Verstappen fighting for fourth, which would be interesting if they get near each other, bring back the old days, bit of nostalgia there. But outside of that, I don't think there's going to be much else. We'll see how the Mercedes do, because I don't know what time what's the timings of the race in terms of is it around similar times, the race?
2 p.m.
Back
UK.
to,
2
back to the
p.m.
European swing, King.
Yeah.
2 p.m.
Usually,
2 p.m.
usually quali
So
starts.
just
Quali starts always later than the race. Usually.
1 hour
so
later.
yeah. Knowing
Did
it's
you-
going to be 2 p.m., I don't think the Mercedes is going to like the heat. And because it's a really hot European summer right now, more hotter than usual, I think they're going to struggle in this race. So that's why they struggled in quali. And if the race is a hot track, I think the Mercedes are going to have a bad day. So yeah.
What's your
So
top three and outs? What's your top three and your outsider chance, dark horse of winning the race? Dark horse of whatever it is. Dark horse.
top three is as I said, Lando, Oscar, Charles. I don't think that's probably going to be it. In
That's
terms
fair.
of dark horses, I'm gonna be interesting to see if Boratello can stick within the top 10.
That's who it was. Boratello. My bad.
And Liam Lawson, I want to see if he can stay ahead of Max in the early going and see how that pans out. But outside of that, I don't think there's going to be much else difference. Yeah, that's it for me.
Fair enough, man. And make sure you guys sub to King's channel and get him to 50 subs if you guys can.
Definitely,
But he should be at 50 subs. He should be at 200 plus subs. But you, man, go sub to King's channel. He's got a lot of good content over there. I'll be on his channel. Agastya will be on his channel. You have your Authentic World Analysis. Go follow them on Rumble. Authentic World Analysis. If you want to ask him
not kick.
political questions, please.
Although today, King, we'll give them their flowers.
As I have
They
been
deserve
asked
it today.
Definitely,
in the chat
definitely.
recently, and I couldn't accept it, so I plugged their channel, Authentic World Analysis people. So go follow them there, and AFA Academy 93. Big up to you, King. Catch you later, and catch you tomorrow after the race. Yeah.
Definitely. Peace.
Peace. Take care. But Agastya, talk to me, bro. McLaren's. The pace of McLaren is just hard to stop this season, isn't it? They've shown why again this season. They've shown why in the qualifiers again that they're just too good and can't be stopped.
It's deja vu of Mercedes peak, Red Bull peak, the RB19, and the Mercedes in the 2014 era. I mean, it's just sensational. The fact that Lando Norris was 5/10, I'll say it again, 5/10 above second place Charles Leclerc, and that's as best of a lap Ferraris could have gotten. And take nothing away from Lando, that was superb. The only reason Lando Norris is not in the lead in this Drivers' Championship is because a couple mistakes here and there, but the pace of that car is in a universe. Forget league, it's in a universe of its own. And as King said, I would love to subvert the status quo. I would love to give a bold and brave prediction, but honestly, that would be anything other than stupidity if I didn't say tomorrow it will be a McLaren 1 and 2. It will be Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. I do think that Leclerc will get third on the podium because McLaren's in the league of their own, but after the McLarens, I would say Ferrari are the second best team comfortably this week. Mercedes seem off rhythm quite a bit. As King said, the temperatures are very high. I think on track it was 48 degrees, which is probably the highest for the season, which is nuts. So yeah, I'd say McLaren 1 and 2 tomorrow. Leclerc will be on the podium in third place. Watch out for potentially Max and Lewis to scrap for fourth. Russell will struggle because he also has to visit the stewards in a few minutes because of a unsafe, dangerous release in the pits. So yeah, it'll just be a comfortable win for McLaren. But tomorrow in Austria, Ekevin, as it always is, it's chaos, it's drama, it's carnage, and a shit ton of overtaking.
So your prediction is Lando number 1 and Oscar number 2?
Yes, sir.
And then Charles number 3?
Touche.
I'm actually going to be a bit optimistic. I'm going to be a bit different from you guys. I'm going to go with Lando number 1, Charles number 2, Oscar number 3. I don't know. I just have a feeling Charles might have a decent race tomorrow. I don't know why. It might just be that Charles Leclerc just finally has a good race or decent enough race to cement himself in the season. But at the end of the day, Ferrari ain't gonna compete for nothing anyways this year. You might as well just go for it. You might as well try and go for it. But anyways, I mean, talking about Ferrari, man, why are Ferrari like this weekend? Like, what's happened? All of a sudden, free practice. They look absolutely dead. And then they just get a decent-ish position for in terms of this season, like how Ferrari have been this season. What's happened, bro? What's happened to Ferrari? Like, why are they all of a sudden just shooting up this weekend compared to most?
Yeah, man, ask them the question. I think the answer will be the same as me. I don't know. We don't know. But the one thing that we do know Ferrari got was a floor upgrade package heading into this weekend. And the only floor upgrade packages that would make a significant difference is if you're on Apex GP, if you're Sonny Hayes or Joshua Pierce. If you know what I'm talking about, because unless you're in the movies, unless you're in the F1 film, a floor package will not make you suddenly go from being a midfield team to competing for victories. But today, Ferrari looked clearly and comfortably and unanimously the best of the rest after McLaren. So, yeah, I think that floor package, but it's also track oriented, right? This track is heavily in McLaren's favor. This track antagonizes and is very difficult for Mercedes with the tire temperatures, for example, and the setup of their car. Yeah. And Red Bull at the moment just seem to be tumbling down that pecking order. I mean, Yuki Tsunoda again struggling to make it out of Q1. Max Verstappen, sure, he didn't get a final run in, but Ekevin, to finish behind his Racing Bulls car that looked quicker than the Red Bull throughout qualifying, that is not the exception. That was the rule. I mean, they beat him in Q1 as well, both Racing Bull cars. So Ferrari just circumstantially seemed to benefit. The upgrades as well also helped. But I don't think this is a trend that's, hey, Ferrari is slowly becoming the second best team. I do think next year is when Ferrari, we will see them competing for race wins. This was almost a preview for next year. The top four of this top four will be what it is next year, which I can't wait for, by the way. The two best teams in Formula One history, some of the best drivers in Formula One history. So, yeah, I mean, for Ferrari, it was circumstantial. I know you believe Charles can finish second. I don't see it if there's no chaos and crashes, because McLaren are the quicker car. This is a McLaren-oriented track, overtaking opportunities in abundance. I don't really see how Charles Leclerc, I mean, even if he was prime Charles Leclerc, if it was prime Schumacher, prime Verstappen, even they will struggle to beat that McLaren in this Ferrari car. So I just think a McLaren 1 and 2 is a nail-in.
But yeah, speaking of Schumacher, I've been watching a few races back of Michael Schumacher, so I need to go back and continue that. But obviously, you mentioned the heat. What happened, by the way, with red flag? I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell what was going on. I wasn't really paying attention to the red flag. What exactly happened? I couldn't.
There was a fire. There was a fire on the track because
really?
I think it was Hamilton who went a bit wide on the final turn. And because the track was so hot, physics collision with the car in the grass. As you can see, I'm very good at physics. I can explain it in great depth and detail, the nuts and bolts of this, really like decisively. No, there was just a collision between the car and the grass, and then it caught on fire, and that's what happened. So, Formula One have had an issue with that all year. Like they've had issues with that all year. I know they had that a couple times in China, back in Beijing, but yeah, hopefully that's not a factor for the race. That could lead to safety cars, red flags, who knows. So keep an eye out for those fires for sure, because it's literally lighting up the track.
It's 23 degrees Celsius over there right now in Styria, however you pronounce it. Right? Like, it's for Europe, yeah, it's hot. I'll be honest with you. That is hot for Europe because you know how it's like over here. But yeah, I don't think you have much to say. What happened to Max this weekend? Max didn't seem like his usual self.
He doesn't have the car. He doesn't have the car at all. His car is so far behind, and he's Max Verstappen. He's not the Messiah. That's the difference.
No, I hear it, bro. I hear it. But any last words before we close out? Any 5 minute talk? Want to say anything in 5 minutes before we close out? I mean, there's other cars you want to talk about this weekend. Isaac Hadjar not being his usual self. You got Antonelli kind of struggling a bit. Like you said about Mercedes. But what happened to Isaac Hadjar? Do you think? Like, do you think he couldn't? Do you think it was the heat? Do you think he couldn't control the track? He couldn't.
I,
He couldn't cope with the temperature. What was it?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult because they had the pace this weekend. He just had a bad Q2. That was it. He just had a bad Q2. And it happens sometimes. He's a rookie, right? He's a rookie for a reason. Rapid, but rookies aren't the most reliable. So this will be a learning curve for him. It'll be bittersweet because he actually could have done something. Maybe tomorrow they could have even pushed, God knows, maybe even a podium in the event there's a safety car. But yeah, it was just second run Ekevin in Q2 wasn't it.
But I hear it. But anyways, people, I mean, not much to talk about really. Just a basic race. I can't lie. I agree with everything you say. Honestly, it's hard for me to even like disagree. Like it's just the track temperatures this weekend can be hard to manage, and it'll be very very like the drivers need to be on point. You need to be on point with your tires. So if you're called in to pit, literally. That's all I gotta say. But I know Agastya has been to watch the F1 movie. I will do something regarding the F1 movie potentially soon. So I'll wait for everyone to finish. I'll
Yeah.
wait for it to all finish because if
Can I-
anyone's not yet and you tune in and you get spoiled by it, I apologize in advance. So
Yeah, can I just say real quick? I'm not going to give a spoiler, but everyone, please go watch that F1 film. I wrote a non-review spoiler on my social media page. Trust me, it lives up
plug
to
it?
the hype. Yeah, I can definitely put it in the comments. It's a great advert for Formula One. Some of it's a bit unrealistic with strategy and scheduling. You'll see it immediately, but the storytelling, unbelievable, very captivating. The cinematography is just out of this world. So kudos to Joe Krasinski, kudos to the whole team because it was a fantastic, a tremendous, a really outstanding film.
I heard Carlos Sainz was disinterested in the film. Was
Yeah, because there were a couple moments. I mean, look, as Formula One fans, Ekevin, you'll love this film because there's some intimate moments with the drivers and team principals. Yeah. You'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. Like it's really funny seeing the people. It's really funny seeing the people that we watch like every single week being on the big screen. Like it's hilarious. So you'll see there's one moment with Carlos Sainz that's not about him on the track, off the track, about his looks and appearances and girls. That's all I'll say here. So leave it at that.
Anyways, Agastya, as I speak, is gonna make his YouTube channel, so I can plug in the title. Right, Agastya? You're making a YouTube channel,
absolutely, right? You know it, Ekevin. You know it.
Yeah. No. You create that channel right now, so I can plug in
the
title.
I'll create a channel for clips because I have one already. But for clips, yeah.
Don't you have a channel already that you want to plug? I can basically add it, and then you can start making videos over there again.
I'll create a new channel for clips. That one was different. That one was more for content. For like,
you should make content. You should make content anyway. Still.
Yeah, if health permits me, who knows? Maybe I'll do both. Right? Sports,
you'll be fine,
politics,
bro.
and that type of content.
This will help with the health. Don't worry about it. But people,
I don't know.
Obviously,
Ferrari will, Ekevin.
God knows.
I'm not sure they're gonna help with my health.
But make sure once Agastya does make his channel, I will plug that in the title and every single video as of right now. Not yet. But make sure you guys obviously do sub to King's channel as well. Links in the title. Sub to my channel. Get me to 345 by the end of today's video if possible, or tomorrow. Because tomorrow I will be going live again for the F1 review, so we'll be back at around the same time. So make sure you guys tune in. Anything else upcoming this week? Oh yeah, Wimbledon next week. We'll be back for next week for Wimbledon. And next week is Silverstone, isn't it? Next week, Silverstone.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting, man. Next week, Silverstone will be interesting. Sorry, go on.
Legendary race.
And you never know. Lewis Hamilton might get his first proper race win for Ferrari there. It might no better place to do it than there, isn't it? Mm-hmm. No better place than his home circuit. But yeah, you man, sub Jane Sports. We'll be back tomorrow. I will release the schedule for streams this upcoming week. I have the United show with Rasta, transfer shows, maybe footy talk. Me and Josh are going to do 2 weekly shows regarding the Beyond the Ball. So football talk between me and Josh will happen twice a week. And next week Wimbledon, next week F1, so all the good stuff, and the United shows across the week. And the Club World Cup quarterfinal preview, we'll be back here for that. So keep it locked in on Name Sports if you're interested to see all the good stuff and all the good content, all the good sports content. So yeah, tune in. 345 subs if you guys could do that, people. But yeah, we're out. Agastya, anything you want to plug before we go? You want to plug your channel before you have anything coming up this weekend on your world?
See you tomorrow.
Do you have anything on your Authentic World Analysis channel tomorrow? Do you have anything on your channel?
No, not yet. No, soon, not yet.
But still, go follow them on Rumble at Authentic World Analysis, people. They do some good stuff over there. But anyways, like, share, subscribe. We're out. Take care.